is there still a problem? Probably straight out. Yeah. No, you shouldn't. Okay, so we're very sorry that some of you guys have the Earth Builder grayed out on your Google Earth. I wrote it down. I'm going to try to find out what happened. And all of these issues we're going to be addressing on the website. So if you give us about a week, we will have an answer, or less, we will have an answer for you as to why that may be happening. Hopefully there's a common reason why that might happen, and we can post that, how to fix it. Okay, so the good news is you were able to click on Google Maps and view it in Google Maps. And of course, clicking on the satellite up here in the corner gives you the satellite imagery as well. Now, just to remind you guys what some of the benefit of this tool does is if I zoom in, it loads new detail. It loads new map tiles. So I'm going to zoom in very quickly. And you can kind of see the map being loaded into tiles. That's what that processing does. It processes data and it processes layers and it processes maps. So that it makes it so that it kind of just acts like the way Google Maps acts or Google Earth acts. But it does it with your data. Okay, so congratulations, everybody has built a map. We're going to build a new map now. I'm going to share with you one layer here. And I'm going to share with you some attributions. And now you will be equipped to make a new map. And so I'm going to go back to my dashboard and I'm going to scroll into today. And you can see before we only had one map on there on the dashboard. But now look at this. We have yesterday there were no views on your maps because they didn't exist. And today, there's many views. Some of you have even had about, what is that, 38 views. I think that's Danilo's map, has 38 views, just from this room alone. So this is really powerful, of course, over a much longer time period, where you can see, okay, we sent out an email campaign about saving the elephants, and we embedded on the website a map of where they were, or where their habitat is, and you can see how many people are actually looking at that map. So it's useful to understand how powerful maps might be in your conservation efforts. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on a different data set. We're going to change gears. We're going to go from Brazil to the San Francisco Bay Area. And the reason for this is because there's a great data set that I have created, or I downloaded it and then I edited some of the database file, the attribute table, and it really makes it easy to create beautiful info balloons. And so I want to show you, first we're going to upload it and create a map together, and then I'll show you how I did that. So together, hopefully you've already downloaded this zip file, San Francisco Bay Wetlands, and you've unzipped it onto your computer. If you haven't, can you do that now? And then together we're going to upload this. So I'm going to go back to this button here and choose Upload Source Files. Those of you who may have chosen folder earlier, maybe it uploaded already, but I didn't see it in there, so I don't think a lot of people have done it yet. Click Upload Source Files, and then Browse. I'm going to choose Vector Table and browse to the folder where you unzipped all that data, and choose the EcoAtlas Modern Baylands. And then I'm going to open, choose all 4 files, don't forget. I'm going to click Open. And it automatically names this. I'm going to put my name in the beginning. And I'm going to add a description. Now, just to help you, on the page, I've added a description. And this is actually taken directly from the tutorials. So what we're doing right now is it's replicated in a tutorial. So if you ever need a reminder of how to do it, you could take the tutorial online. So if I copy or select this description and I paste and I copy it, I can paste it into the description. Now this description is informative because it tells you what I did to it. I simplified it for use during this tutorial to show certain attributes, and then images were added to the table for the purpose of the exercise. And you'll see what I mean, because I want to embed images in my balloons and I want to do it automatically. Okay, so once I've done that, I've pasted the description in this location. Then I want to add tags. This tag, I'm going to call this IUCN exercise. And I'm going to click Upload. So I'm going to wait for that to upload. And that'll take a little bit longer, so I'm going to come around and just make sure everybody's on the same page and answer questions. And the reason it'll take a little bit longer is just because of the 2 megabyte file. And you guys, we're all uploading together. But it's worth it. Once it's uploaded. So just to remind you, this is just about to finish up, the description here is located right there. Okay, so mine uploaded and now it's being processed. This is our final exercise for this piece, this software, and then in about 15 minutes we're going to move on to the introduction to Earth Engine before lunch. Okay, so it's being processed. And while it's processing, I can look at the metadata. Here we are. I can see that it's a polygon. I can see that I can always download it later if I want. Here are the files I uploaded. And it's processed, so now I can preview it. So I'm going to click on this thumbnail over here. And again, it just chooses the red colors. And if I click on the balloon, it's very basic balloon with no pictures, no information. Like, oh, well, there's information, but no multimedia, no links, nothing like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these URLs that are already prepared in my attribute table. I'm going to use them to display photographs, and we're going to do that together right now. So I'm going to click close my balloon. I'm going to click exit in the top right corner, and I'm going to click create style layer. So we're doing the same thing we just did with the arc of deforestation. We're doing that with the wetlands or the baylands. So I click create style layer, and I'm going to call this Karen's Wetlands, and click continue. And you can name it your name if you'd like. And then this is where we're going to get a little complicated with the rules. So remember last time we did a very simple rule, but this time we're going to go a little more complicated. But if you ever forget what you're supposed to do, you can come back here and remember the different rules that we're going to use. We're going to basically make all the baylands turquoise, we're going to make the basin channels blue, and we're going to make the watersheds green. So I'll go through this slowly. So I'm going to click add rule just like before. And this time I'm going to click add filter. So I saw some of you playing with this earlier, and this time we're actually going to use it. So click on add filter, and then let's look at the attributes. Well, in this shapefile, in this data set, there's class attribute, there's images, URLs, some image source descriptions. I'm going to choose class, and I'm going to choose equals, or equals, which means is equal to. And then this, I need to type in a string in here, and the one I'm going to type in is going to be baylands. I'm going to select baylands, or feel free to type it in. It is case sensitive, and you must type it in exactly as it's written, but it's not too hard. Just type in BAYLANDS. I'm going to copy and paste it. And then I'm going to change the color to turquoise. So turquoise, save. And I like to make this 0 width, just so that it doesn't have a boundary. It just is all turquoise. So I can leave a red because there's no width. And I'm going to click apply. Now what you're going to find is that only the baylands now, if I zoom in, this is querying or filtering only the baylands. Only class equals baylands. And so you notice there's a lot that isn't here that we just saw. The whole bay is now gone. But that's okay because we're going to add another rule here. And if you feel comfortable, you can always click on duplicate display rule, and then just it basically makes a copy, and then you can change whatever you want. But I'm going to do it from scratch again. And then I choose add filter, class equals bays and channels. And I can click apply again, but I know there's one more rule I want to give it, so I'm going to say add third, wait, no, first I got to change the color, I almost forgot. Change the color to blue, save, with no width. And then I'm going to add a third and final rule to this style, to this map. And I'm going to add filter, class, equals, watersheds. And I'm going to make this green. 0. So let's review. We have 3 rules. The first one is class equals baylands, and it's turquoise. The second one is class equals bays and channels, and it's blue. And the third one is class equals watershed, and it's green. And again, all of these are highlighted right here with the exact spelling and wording that you should be using when you say class equals. And then click apply, and you should see what I see here.